Hey there, fans of brotherly love wrestling. It is I, Vic Delicious.
Philly's own, the Mecca here.
It is the real McCoy, J.D. Axe, Justin D. Xavier. And
it's your man, CD, the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels.
Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend, RJ City.
Hey there, brotherly love wrestling. Bill Carr here.
Hey everyone, this is two-time guest Wheeler Yuta.
Two bozos from Philadelphia flapping their gums about pro wrestling this, pro wrestling that.
Which is not that unique in the grand scheme of things yet.
You are in for a treat because you're tuned in to Brotherly Love Wrestling.
Philadelphia, are you ready?
He said, are you ready?
This is Brotherly Love Wrestling Podcast, your first stop for everything professional wrestling. So sit back and enjoy wrestling talk at its finest with your hosts, Larry Hall and Joe Corrado.
Welcome everybody to Brotherly Love Wrestling, and on today's show, just me and Joe here, no guests today, but we decided, we didn't have anything that we really wanted to talk about, so we're going to end the show now. Yes, that was it. Just say hello.
We just came on to tell you that, and now we're going to leave and go enjoy the rest of the night.
Yes.
Bye.
See ya. No. Joe?
So I thought it might be interesting. I don't know how fun it's going to be. Maybe it'll be fun.
Maybe.
We don't know. To kind of predict. Maybe we'll go with predict. No, because it's not going to be predict. Because that would be.
It's more of a fantasy book type.
I just hate the word fantasy book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get the stigma that.
If it was fantasy, no, it's not fantasy book because we're taking current storylines, current everything that's currently happening, and we're going to try and make it make sense for the rest of the year. So
we're still booking, we're not going to have outlandish.
No, we're going to basically book certain people that are at the top of each company, WWE and AEW, and we're going to kind of book them. I mean, we'll throw in a couple wild cards in there too. Book them for the rest of the year to lead them into. Well, for WWE, it would be Royal Rumble, and for AEW, it would be what's the first one? Full Gear is
Full Gear is
November.
So that'd be the next one, and then
after that would be All In.
That's not till Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
Or Double or Nothing is Memorial Day weekend. All In just passed.
No, All Out just passed.
We're All Out. That's what I mean. Sorry.
Maybe we'll go half in.
Okay. Half in. So we'll go
half in, half out.
We'll basically go to January.
Yeah. So we'll start with the main attraction in wrestling.
Okay.
Do you know who I'm thinking of?
I would assume Roman Reigns.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Because if I thought there was anyone bigger than Roman Reigns, there'd be a problem.
Yeah.
Because as good as AEW is and their champions, all that, Roman Reigns, let's face it, is the head of the table.
He's head of the table of all wrestling right now.
Exactly.
It's funny how things have changed.
Yes. Yeah, very much so. And people agree on that fact. Not just it's not just his gimmick.
This isn't just it's not just like he's head of the table because he's head of the table. No, it's like legitimately like the most over and sought after wrestler in the world.
Look, I was watching First Take this morning, and Dan Orlovsky came on. For people who watched First Take, they'll know who that is. But he came on and he had a blazer on and a t-shirt underneath it. He opened up his blazer and he had a Roman Reigns t-shirt on that said "Acknowledge your daddy."
Yeah.
And I was like, look, mainstream. There you go. That's exactly what it is.
It's the same thing as Suck It. And
yeah. ESPN First Take is one of the biggest sports shows, without a doubt, on that network. And for him to be wearing a "Acknowledge Your Daddy" t-shirt made me pop, first of all, because I thought it was great. And yeah, that's what WWE wants. They want that.
That's what anybody.
Yes.
Anybody who runs a wrestling promotion, they want to take that step.
Yes.
To where they're seen.
I'm surprised that WWE, I shouldn't be, but I am. WWE beat out AEW in that fact because of.
What do you mean?
Like, well, because I feel that they have already crossed more again, I should say, more into pop culture and more into mainstream than AEW has.
AEW, they were never trying to do that, though. That was their whole thing of changing the world and making it all wrestling based.
Yes, but that doesn't mean they don't want to be popular and don't want to have mainstream wear their T-shirts.
Well, when you come out and make a statement that you just want to be a wrestling company, that kind of limits you to getting over to the mass majority.
That's true, and a very niche audience at that.
Yeah, it kind of limits yourself right off the bat.
Yeah.
When you want to be an entertainment company, that broadens your horizons and you're able to get seen on the red carpet at fucking all sorts of different
award shows.
Yeah. And Nickelodeon and now ESPN. Well, they're also part of the ESPYs category on ESPN.
That's true.
So they've done a good job of continuing to make their brand known cross cultural.
Yeah. So where are we going to start with Roman Reigns?
So Roman Reigns, and I think it's no surprise, and this is why I kind of wanted to get it out of the way. Like Roman Reigns,
because we have the bloodline, we have the new member, Solo Sikoa.
Yes. I'm not going to really go into him too much.
Okay. You're not going to go with the bloodline itself?
I'm going to go to bloodline itself. With the bloodline itself, I'm going to start with Roman, then I'm going to work to the Usos and honorary member Sami.
Okay.
But Roman, I think he's done everything and anything there is left to do. I mean, if he just want, the thing is, he's not really coasting because they're all big matchups that he's in.
Yeah.
Like he could theoretically just coast till the end of the year. But I don't know if Roman to the end of the year does anything out of the ordinary, unless there's like a surprise comeback or whatnot. But I think he's pretty much solidified himself as the champion. If he didn't lose it to Drew over in his home country, I don't see him losing it for the rest of the year.
All right, so that's why you're really doing Roman Reigns first.
Yeah, because I don't think he's the biggest name in wrestling, but I don't think he's going to have the biggest storyline. I think he's kind of just going to coast for the rest of the year. I don't think he's going to get cashed in on by Theory. I mean, and he really doesn't have anything left to do. I mean, the Royal Rumble's coming up. Then after the Royal Rumble, that's when you're pretty much going to see the build to Mania. Then you're going to know what's next for Roman. And honestly, I think it's Cody. I think it's setting up for Cody, Roman, and Cody wins that title. But that's not the end of the year. I think that's...
You think that's Mania?
I don't see where else it would fit.
Okay, I disagree. I think come Mania, I think it's going to have to be the family thing, and I think it's going to have to be in Hollywood. It has to be Rock, Roman, and Mania. But I think without the titles. Now, how are we going to get there without the titles? That's yet to be seen. But I agree that Roman has nothing to do for the rest of the year. It's already said that he's probably not going to be in Extreme Rules in Philly on October 8th. The next show after
Which
that
really is no
it's not a big loss for what WWE is trying to, or what they're trying to do now. They're trying to build up more people to where they're not going to have Roman on every
So
card.
far, they're doing a good job. They're already starting to integrate storylines in there that are going to finish out probably the next couple months.
After Extreme Rules, you have the Saudi show. You have Crown Jewel in November, which then will lead.
Well, he'll be back for that because we'll be getting paid.
Yeah. So that'll probably be the next time we see Roman.
And who knows what kind of goofy shit they're going to pay for that one.
Yeah. But the Bloodline, you have anything going forward for that?
So the Bloodline, I think that they've already done a little bit of dabbling in where I could pick up from where they're at. So I'm gonna put the Bloodline in there, and I'm gonna put Sami in there, and I'm gonna put KO in.
Okay, you're gonna mix KO in.
Yeah, so I think what should and needs to happen is they need to strengthen this tag team division. And you have two people that, and I'm going to build past January for Sami Zayn. Okay. Now that Triple H is in charge. So I think Bloodline ends up screwing Sami or vice versa. Sami ends up screwing the Bloodline and screws them with KO. And KO and Sami end up becoming a tag team. And I think not so much as the Bar, but kind of like the Bar, over-wise. in popularity wise.
Okay.
Two over wrestlers, put them together. I don't think that they get hurt by this at all. Okay. I think they make it interesting. I think both of them, even if you pair them with the Usos, or especially if you pair them with the Usos, I think you get nothing but entertainment, and I think you get nothing but really good matches, really good promos, and I think those two, KO and Sammy, put together for a not so much an extended period of time, a brief period of time. Them and the Usos, they could kind of help revitalize the tag team division, help freshen it up a little bit. I mean, you still got the Usos up there, which I don't see changing all that much anytime soon until they get a couple tag teams other than the Street Profits that can actually challenge them. And I think KO and Sammy are perfect for that. But after that, I think KO and Sammy are successful. I think they defeat the Usos. I think that's that whole thing. I don't know if that happens before the end of the year or not. I don't know if that's a Mania match. I don't know if that's a Royal Rumble match. But either way, I think that's the way it's going to build to, or that's the way I'm building it to. But I'm building it to the fact of the typical WWE thing where I think KO, being as it's Triple H, and KO is a great heel when it comes to Triple H's work and letting him go. I think he does another monumental backstab again on his best friend, Sami Zayn. But in this aspect, KO is not getting the push it. Sami Zayn gets elevated as one of your top baby faces because he's got it in him. Triple H knows that. Triple H has done it before. Sami Zayn has never gotten his baby face run. I think Sami could solidify himself after a lengthy, maybe 3-off with KO again, because you know they can do it. And I think Sami Zayn gets pushed to upper mid to main.
Okay, so
because he's the underdog story that hasn't been told yet.
I like where that went. I'm going to tweak it a little bit. I'm going to keep the bloodline where they are. I'm seeing the bloodline go all the way to Mania. I'm not splitting them up, but I'm seeing
Sami Zayn. You're not taking Sami out of it?
I'm not gonna. No, not before the end of the year. Like I'm probably after the end of the year, before Mania. But for this sake, he's staying with them. I'm gonna use KO in a different sense because what they have done recently with the quote unquote mid card titles is I want to give Bobby Lashley and KO a feud because you have KO. He is a workhorse. I don't think right now is the time to give KO a title shot for the big title because of, like we said with Roman. I have him and Bobby, maybe 2 or 3, have him chase a little bit, but then become the Intercontinental title, Intercontinental Champion, excuse me, or U.S. title. I'm sorry, I meant U.S.
Come on, get your title straight, goddammit.
Yeah, that's Nakamura. No, so yeah, I want Bobby Lashley versus KO. I think those two could be magic.
That's not Nakamura. That's freaking Gunther.
That's right. I forgot that was even that match. No, but Bobby Lashley and KO are the two that I see because they want to legitimize. They've been doing these packages. They've been giving Bobby time. But it's been more for the
crowd too.
Exactly, and I think with the prize fighter, even though everyone loves KO back as the prize fighter, and he's still getting those cheers, we know how good he is as heel. And going up against now babyface Bobby with the title, and being able to work that, I think that works out for KO. Give him his shot. Bobby has had this extended reign and can still have an extended reign. Maybe into Saudi, if not into whatever the December pay-per-view is. I can't think off the top of my head what the December pay-per-view is for WWE, but have him win it there. I think he holds on to the U.S. title, and you can bring back the new face of America and the heel KO with the United States Championship again, and continue to make that title relevant, continue to make it mean something. with KO, and again, have more challenges. Now, I don't know what happens with Bobby after he loses, but I don't know if you do Rollins, because Rollins just came off with Riddle, or if you have Riddle be the next one, but probably Riddle KO, heel KO would be a little bit obviously better for WWE because they like doing the good bad. They don't like the gray area. So I would maybe do Riddle KO after that and keep building forward. But as far as KO, yeah, I want him more in a singles title. And if he's going to be back to the old prize fighter Kevin Owens, he's going to want gold and he's going to want it by himself. So I can't see the Sami Zayn thing working right away. I'd rather see him go after the U.S. title.
All right, I'm going to put a spin on it.
Okay.
And this will be kind of a fantasy book. What if, for KO, what if he goes into a feud with Theory? And what if it culminates with Theory putting the briefcase up?
Which they kind of teased last week on Raw, where they had him come out and talk shit, and then they just fought, which was a great match, by the way. Theory and Owens killed it on Raw.
So what if they run that to a point of where Theory puts up the briefcase and Owens takes the briefcase from him?
I wouldn't mind that. I would like that as well. And then you have a threatening, because he already touched on it in that promo.
Yeah, he already alluded to he should have won, but it was Jay's fault. And maybe you get a little bit more interesting cash-in opportunities.
That would then feed into your Sami Zayn theory too.
Yes.
Because he would then be going up against a Bloodline.
Yep.
So that connects all the dots that way. So I like that maybe even more than the United States title picture. I'm just trying to find something. I mean, I'm trying to find something, whether it's Rollins or Riddle.
I'm glad you keep touching on Rollins, because I feel like Rollins is at the point of where if he runs Riddle too much longer, it's going to become stale.
Well, you know they're going to go Extreme Rules, because that's where this is kind of headed.
Yeah, and it's going to be...
They're going to get extreme. So in Philly, we're probably getting Rollins, Riddle in some kind of gimmick extreme match.
Philadelphia street fight or some shit.
Yeah. See, wait, before you go, hold on. Hold that thought, because I just had an idea pop into my head when you said Philadelphia street fight.
I lost it.
So that wouldn't surprise me. This is the type of thing for WWE and Triple H to really be like, even though we've seen it's his show and his creative. What if he did all right, we really want to do extreme, right? And I know they probably wouldn't do this because you're missing out on the live audience. The live audience ain't seeing it. So like the backstage brawl that they did with Goldust and Piper. But what if they started, because this is such a blood feud and it's so personal, it's so extreme. There's only one place this match could start. And because it's the Wells Fargo Center.
Pat's and Geno's?
No. Not that far away though. What if they started in the ring at the ECW arena? And they just it would never happen. Know, again, fantasy booking.
Would never happen.
Fantasy booking, again.
You'd have a better shot of them starting at Pat's and Geno's.
Yeah, I know. But that's the thing. That's something completely out there. And granted...
Put them right on the Taconi.
You
want to get extreme.
Over the Walt Whitman.
You can only get this extreme. Yeah, imagine closing the wall.
No,
imagine how many pissed off people there would be.
I just feel like it would be. Think about the visual of seeing that would be amazing. I know it would
be cool if they did it like they did in Manhattan and they actually sold tickets to it and you had a live crowd there.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. You would have to find a way back.
If you got 1,000 people in there and you're just like, all right, this is where. How the fuck are you getting from? That's a long ass travel.
I mean, first, dude, it's not.
You'd have to get into a taxi or an Uber. I don't think there is a taxi, but an Uber to make it to freaking the stadiums from there.
From 2,300 to the stadium.
They're not walking.
I'm not saying they're walking, but look,
unless they started the match first.
That's what I mean.
And then they fought.
That's what I mean.
The first match of the night, and they ended up fighting back to
that's what happened with Goldust and Piper. Remember, WrestleMania 12. They started at the Hollywood backstage and then moved their way, and you can record. And that's why I said no crowd there. because you record it. You pre-record
you have
it.
to have
and
a
have on-
match. You have to have
you can do an empty arena. No, that's why I'm saying it may not work because of the live crowd having to stare at it and not
No,
like it
I
and all
like
that.
the idea, but I wouldn't start it at 2300 Arena. I would start it at like somewhere a little bit closer that you can still get there. Where would be the spot though?
I don't know.
Because there's no other spots by there that are like really like well known.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I said what like
You started
arena,
at Citizens Bank outside in the dugout.
empty arena match. You start empty arena match.
That wouldn't
and
be
make it
bad
there.
because all you'd have to do is fight and cross the street and end up fucking in Citizens Bank Park.
Mhm. Yeah.
You could have the Philly Fanatic there.
You could really play that up. You could shut down Xfinity Live and have them fight through Xfinity Live.
That would be pretty cool. Like I like the idea, but I don't like them starting that far away. That's
2,300. I mean,
it's a hike. They'd have to freaking
logistically. You're right. It's a hike.
but if
it's
they're
not
gonna
that
shut
far away
cameras
from
off,
us.
then yeah, they could theoretically hop into a car and drive back.
That was my my vision. Was the backstage brawl that they did in WrestleMania
But
12.
do you dress it like ECW?
Yes.
Since you still
Yes.
own ECW?
Absolutely. First of all, anyone who's been down to ECW or 2300 Arena, all the banners are still up. All the ECW, like everything's still there. So you could do it. You could physically do it if they really, really wanted to. They could do it. And ECW Arena or 2300 Arena would benefit hugely from just having WWE scene there, just like they did when the Evolve anniversary. Yes, it would never happen, but it'd be fucking amazing for the people of Philadelphia to do something like that.
That would be pretty cool.
It would, but it's not going to happen. But like, it's going to be a blood feud at Extreme Rules. It's going to be some gimmick.
So
match.
after Rollins is done with Riddle, unless Riddle wins and they're just going to keep fucking running it back, which I don't think they can. I don't think after this has got to be the end of it.
They have to, it has to be a blow off.
So where does Rollins go? Where does Riddle go?
Depends. If we go the same way you said, with KO going after Theory for the thing, then maybe you do have, because he's been the workhorse, you do give him the go against Bobby Lashley.
Who, Rollins?
Rollins. Because he's still heel, technically.
Yeah. And you have a couple matches, and then we're leaving out so many people. Like, well, McIntyre looks like he's set for carrying Cross.
Yes.
So I'm actually intrigued on this. I kind of want to see where it goes. I think carrying Cross, if he beats McIntyre, I think it's a huge step for him. Although McIntyre hasn't really had that great of a winning record.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's still winning, but the big matches he's not really winning.
No.
So, I mean, you're looking at a carrying Cross getting a little push. And you still have Rollins at the top. You still have KO near the top.
What do you do with Gunther and the Intercontinental title?
So SmackDown, Gunther and the Intercontinental title. Is Big E coming back at any point in time?
I wouldn't think anytime soon.
All right, because that would be perfect for me. I would love to see a Big E Gunther type feud. Gunther seems like he's kind of weird, where he can have great matches with the smaller people, but I feel like that match with Sheamus, the brawling type match, I feel like that's so much better.
Not that 5 stars mean anything.
I don't care about 5 stars,
but
I would have given it the same star rating. Unfortunately, I would have agreed with fucking dipshit.
Yeah.
But that match was just entertainment.
He's had 4 5-star matches. And they've all been like
different.
Even though yes, they're the same style.
So
they're fucking
here's where I'll go. If I'm gonna pull something for Gunther, I'm converting Butch back to Pete Dunne.
Okay.
And
having him turn.
And I'm having him turn on. Unfortunately, Sheamus has got a lot of momentum right now.
Okay.
A lot.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take anything away from Sheamus. But see, WWE will always run into this problem. There's always too many people, and to run this many meaningful storylines, like you got to look at it. Like Triple H was good at doing this at NXT because he had 5 storylines that he would run and a couple miniature ones, and those 5 would make it to. You knew what 5 were making it to the takeover.
Yeah,
like it's kind of like the same thing. You know what the big feuds are, except he's got a lot more talent to fucking work with.
and more airtime.
Yeah, and a lot more airtime. Like Sheamus is even though he lost, like that's the Sheamus you want at the top when he was fucking winning titles and shit. Main titles, main championships. That's the Sheamus you want, the guy that's beating the shit out of people. And he's got the 10 ballots of the drum, whatever that, you got that back over.
And we, like you said, we are leaving a lot of people out.
We're gonna leave a lot of people out. And you know what? I like this whole Imperium versus what's Sheamus's group called?
Man, I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I don't know either, but I like this.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't break it up. Maybe I leave this one off. But if I'm looking for Gunther to do something in the singles realm, I would really like it to be Pete Dunne as Pete Dunne. And the Bruiserweight comes back.
You could split them off, but still, I mean, look, when you have New Day, when they were running hot, you could split them off and they would have.
Yeah, but how does he get back to Pete Dunne?
Look, he already grew his hair back. He has his long hair again. He's wearing a
mouth guard again?
No, I don't want to say that for sure. I can't say that for sure. But his gear, his attire looks closer to the Bruiserweight now. He has that singlet with the
right, so
short. So I think he's. I'll
make this simple. Holland and Sheamus have a sit down and be like, we're gonna need you to step up. We're gonna need him back. And they're like, and he's like, oh, what are you talking about?
That's a horrible accent.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
And Pete Dunne doesn't even fucking talk that much.
Oh, so
you're gonna have him all of a sudden just talk out of nowhere?
No, he's gonna be like, "What are you?" Yeah, he'll say, "What are you talking about?" And they'll hand him the mouthpiece.
I mean,
that's all I have to say.
Aside from the horrible ass accent, I like the symbolism. But you don't have Pete Dunne talk. You say what you said. You have Rich Holland and you have not in that accent though. You have Sheamus and Ridge say that, and you just have him.
We need him back.
We just have him look puzzled. He doesn't have to say a word. And then you just have him. No,
what do you mean him?
No, I don't.
Those him.
I don't need that. You need him to stay quiet, not say anything, and then just have him look. And you have the camera on him, and just have them put the mouthpiece in front. Crowd pops, and that's it. And then the next thing you see is the entrance music and the fucking Bruiserweight logo come up, and you're good. And the people go nuts for it. And then yes, then you can have that view. But I think,
do they all lose the silly outfits then?
I don't mind.
Or is it just his alter ego?
Yeah, like I don't mind Ridge. I don't mind Ridge dressing like that. I don't mind Sheamus dressing like that.
Could it be like a weird fucking Finn Balor thing? Like he turns into the Bruiserweight?
No, I think he has to go back fully.
No. What if he's like Butch and then he's also the Bruiserweight? Or if he's Butch and Pete Dunne? Like Finn Balor is Finn Balor and the Demon.
It's a hell of a lot easier to get into that character than the Demon face paint. So
face paint, he's going to change into a singlet.
I guess. I mean,
let's make this.
We're bugging this, so whatever you want to do.
Let's flip over real quick.
Okay.
I like where we're going so far, so I'm going to set us back a couple feet.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Let's book the remainder of the year for Braun Strowman.
I want to hear what you got to say.
I have nothing.
Nothing.
I want you to do this.
Okay, good, because I have Almost. Almost is doing absolutely nothing right now. You still have, technically, him with MVP.
Is he hurt?
I don't know. And I can't say for sure that he is or isn't. Maybe he is, and that's why we're not seeing him. Or maybe they just have nothing for him. But you brought Braun back to destroy all those tag teams, which a part of me liked, but a part of me felt like you're diminishing those tag teams.
Again.
Yes. But if I'm going to have Braun do something, at least have him help out Omos and have a big man versus big man match. Granted, are you going to have the best selling? Hell no.
Wasn't Omos he was in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and they had to freaking 7-on-1 him to get him down.
Yeah. So, but
I think he got hurt.
He might have gotten hurt, and this might be irrelevant if that's the case. But that would be my booking because.
So what would you have? You'd have Braun come out and destroy people, Almost come out, and then more people would come out. And he would destroy them, and then they would have the stare down. So there'd be like 25 bodies on the floor.
Yeah, all those people that you had running around aimlessly after the fucking 24/7 title.
Oh, man,
sorry, Gulak. Yes, sorry, but yeah, I'd have all not.
So you'd have them standing, and R-Truth would end up running in the middle and be like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah, basically. That
And
I
he-
would.
he
I
would
wouldn't
do
book
his-
them as a comedy, but all those people you use as the comedy act, I'd have them destroy them instead of Alpha Academy, who's fucking amazing, and have Gable and Otis, who are great, who haven't got their shot. Who again,
I don't really want to see the Alpha Academy anymore. I want to see Otis, kind of just
what go away?
wash him away.
You don't like Otis?
No, I want to bring back Jason Jordan.
Well, that's not happening.
Well, dude, every other person has come back from neck problems.
Yeah, usually after years.
He's younger.
He is younger, but I mean, everyone isn't the same either. And I agree. If he were healthy, yes, I agree. Jason Jordan and Gable, yes, I would want back, but I don't see that happening.
American Alpha would be great.
They absolutely
That would revitalize a tag team division.
It would be a shot.
Dude,
in the arm
it
for
would
sure.
be like a new age fucking angle screw. Like Benjamin and Haas.
World's greatest tag team.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. So I don't want to keep going further and further down the card for WWE, even though we have a lot of people. I want to get to AEW.
We didn't even get to the women's division. Let's take
all right, let's go to the women's division. Yes.
So, are we setting up for Bailey and Bianca?
Yes, 100%.
I don't know which way I want to take this. I don't know. I kind of like the Bailey faction type thing. I kind of like factions. I kind of like factions that actually mean something, and I kind of like when the leader of a faction is also a champion. It legitimizes the faction even more.
So
But
what
Bianca
don't
Belair,
you want? You don't want Belair to lose the title?
I don't know if I want her to lose the title because she's such a physical specimen where she can legitimately beat up all three of them.
I 1,000% want Bianca to lose the title.
Yeah, because you like when the face chases.
Exactly.
So the face chasing makes more sense. But when Bianca loses, does she chase anymore, or does she have to go to the back of the line? But the back of the line is never the back of the line. The back of the line is like 3 steps down.
Yeah. No, it's Bailey's time. I think she's put in her time. She's far and ahead the superior of that group, and that's not a knock, but it's just the truth.
Yeah.
She's thicker. She looks like the star. She is the mouthpiece.
Did you say thicker?
Yes, like I don't mean like that. Thicker as in bigger. Her arms are bigger. Her legs are bigger. She looks like the bigger person. Dakota Kai is very small. Dakota Kai. Io Sky. They're very small in stature compared to Bailey when they stand next to her.
I thought you were talking about the horsewomen.
No.
I was gonna say Charlotte's like 6'8".
No, I'm talking about her faction. About
Okay.
So
I digress.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. She
I
stands
went a completely different route.
above
As soon
and
you
beyond.
lost me as soon as you said she's thicker.
Oh,
That's
okay.
your first fucking.
No, but she is. Yeah, I mean, she has that bigger look to her over those two girls.
Well, yeah.
I think.
Well, she's the
It's-
star of the freaking.
Yeah, but
She's the Hogan.
She deserves to have the title. She is now back. I love this character. I loved it when she first got it before she got injured, and
As soon as she tore down those fucking inflatable thingy.
wacky waving, inflatable arm playing two men.
Yes.
I don't know if I said that all in the correct order, but
So you did a lot better than me.
But yeah, I think Bailey. I think Bailey should win. And yeah, like you said, I like the babyface chaser. I don't like a babyface champion. I think it's boring.
Who's the champion over in SmackDown?
The women's champion is Liv. And
What comes next for Liv?
I'll tell you what, that match made
Yeah.
me really sold on Liv with her and Baszler.
Yeah.
Her and Baszler
That was
the
like
one.
that helped legitimize that title run. Huh?
Mhm.
So what does she do now? Like you can't give her to like a
Ronda.
Carmella. Oh, God. Ronda's not as good as
Although Ronda looked very good and more comfortable than I've seen her since WrestleMania 35 run this past Friday on SmackDown. I think because, again, the Triple H era, letting her be her, letting her be more of who she
Liv?
wants to be. I don't mind it because Liv has her run so far. I don't want to call it
So who
transitional, but
who comes back to
it kind of is.
I mean, is it Charlotte that comes back for fucking Ronda?
I'm going to ask you this.
Okay. I
And
was
see if
asking
you
you.
agree. I know, but because you said Charlotte, it popped into my head.
Alright.
It might only be me, and you might think I'm crazy. People might think I'm crazy. I could never see Charlotte Flair in a WWE ring again, and I'd be completely fine with it. I'm done with
Is
Charlotte
that a
Flair.
question or a statement?
Do you agree?
No.
Do you think that WWE would suffer if she never came back?
Do I think that they would suffer?
The machine's going to keep moving regardless. I know that, but I'm just saying. I don't like. Don't get me wrong. She's amazing in the ring. I get it. She's Charlotte Flair. I don't dislike Charlotte. I don't miss Charlotte.
I kind of do.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I don't.
I think Charlotte's got that larger than life, like, can encapsulate an audience like that, no matter what she's doing.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
think that's missed greatly with Becky out. Bianca's doing a great job holding the fort down. I mean, Bailey's not on Charlotte's level when it comes to polarized.
No,
She's
you're
not.
right. No, I agree.
Charlotte's the biggest one. Becky's 1A when it comes to polarizing. Sasha's up there. I mean, Bailey, if anything,
I think that hurts. I think Sasha hurts more than Charlotte.
yes, because of the Charlotte was basically just on a vacation. They did fucking Sasha in Miami dirty. I mean, that's a different story altogether.
Yeah.
But I think they still have that. The four horsewomen, they have so much more left in the tank. They have so many more years of being absolutely phenomenal. I think Charlotte with Becky and Sasha and Bailey, I think they have so much more. And they're your elevators. They elevate that division greatly. There's a lot of good role players and there's a lot of good off the bench players. But those four, they're your big four when it comes to that division. Now,
They are your pillars.
yeah, you mix in Ronda, huge name, huge star outside of the WWE, but you put her in there, that's good business.
Yeah.
I mean, then you have all the other role players. You have all the other people that are getting there, that are getting to that level, but they're still not at that level yet. I don't think they're at that. I think, like I said, I think Bianca's the closest one to where
That is outside the horsewoman.
out of the
I got
horsewomen
you.
that
Yeah.
could carry a brand, 100%.
I agree.
But I also like when a face chases as well. I think it adds more layers to their character, and when you can beat adversity, that's what you want to see a babyface do. So
yes,
the babyface chase is all right with me. But I do not agree at all that I wouldn't miss Charlotte. I'm not saying that, like, oh, I wish she would come back today, but I'm saying, like, Charlotte, when she's there, everything feels bigger. Everything feels like it means. Okay. And she's done a lot, maybe too much when it comes to winning championships, which I don't agree with, but she's done a lot when she's in the ring, when she's performing with anybody. She could take the lowest level. I mean, look what she did for Carmella.
I think that kind of hurts her every now and then, though. And even Flair has said this, and I know, obviously, that's her dad, so of course she's going to say this. But I feel like there are times where she's in there with people that she's trying to elevate that just don't have that talent.
Yeah,
It holds her back a little bit. And I'm not saying that the other women aren't talented.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that at all. I know that it's a homer standpoint. I mean, the people that she's elevated have deserved it, and they've gone on to do things like that Carmella. I mean, Carmella was there. She's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but
where has she elevated to since working with Flair?
Well, she hasn't, because there's so many other women that have elevated above her, and she's also she's more off screen than on screen.
I don't see like those, and that's the thing. I don't want to sound like that the women that are not Charlotte, Bailey, Sasha, Bianca, Becky suck. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's a level that those five are at. Yeah, and then there's the rest.
Yeah, but it's not all in ring work. I mean, because a lot of them have that in ring work.
Carmella's very good on the mic. I will give her that 100%.
She's not like necessarily a lengthy champion material. But I mean, any of those women in that division can.
There were matches where I would watch the match, and maybe this is where I fell off on Charlotte, because they would have her in all these matches trying to elevate and trying to make people better, and you only get better by the reps in the ring and getting in there with some of the best. I felt like it held Charlotte back. And I felt like it made her look weaker because she was so good and she was so much better than the person on the other side of the ring that it slowed her down. You could see her thinking, you could see her waiting. That's what I had the problem with. And that's why I think I lost it with Charlotte.
So you have a more diverse and more women that she can go against now. Would you still feel that same way if she was against the Io Sky? Or
probably not.
Dakota Kai. I mean, Dakota Kai has done a lot better. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, those are matches that Charlotte could elevate and still win, or she can even eat a pin and lose to one of the two on TV, but probably not pay per view. But she can still elevate plenty of women in this division.
Like Aaliyah, Aaliyah's one. I'm still exactly that noise that you made right there.
You're picking one where I'm like, all right.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. There are certain women I see on there to where I'm just I have that reaction. That
I don't
sound
think
made.
Gonzalez is that great either.
I think she's further than Aaliyah is. I think not that that's saying a lot, but I think she's further.
I don't think they should have won the titles.
Yeah. Yes, I sort of agree with that because of sort of because I feel
the
like
better wrestlers didn't win. You sort of agree with that. The better wrestlers and in the better faction.
They didn't need that because they're being elevated by Bailey every single night.
Yeah, but
and know that they're in a different.
Here's the thing. Here, I'll spin this back to where you're going to agree with me no matter what. Okay.
Okay.
Who did you just take the tag titles off of?
The women's tag titles?
Yeah. Who just left?
Sasha and Naomi.
Okay, so they wanted to do something with those titles. They wanted to make them mean something.
Yeah.
Now, is it a slap in their face to give them to two people that aren't going to elevate these titles? They're not going to elevate them. You can tell me any amount of things that you want to tell me. Who would have elevated those titles better? Would it have been Dakota and Io, or would it have been Aaliyah and Raquel? Who would have helped elevate that better?
They would have.
Who's they? Go ahead.
Io and I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Io, yeah.
So why would you lose two of your best female, or not even female, best competitors in your whole company, and then you decide to start all the way at the bottom and give it to a tag team that isn't going to elevate? You needed to give it to a tag team that was already quasi elevated and already had the potential built in to elevate these tag titles, to make them actually mean something, which is what you wanted to do to begin with, which is what should have been done when Sasha and Naomi had them. So in the sense that Raquel and Aaliyah won, someone that you're saying all of the bat, and I agree with, but you said it, so I'm going to make sure that people know that. Aaliyah's not that good.
No, not yet.
You're not the best. Not yet.
No.
Who's good?
The two we already said.
Yeah. So I don't see the point in having them trying to elevate themselves while they're champions when they're already behind the eight ball. Doesn't make much sense to me in a business standpoint or in an entertainment standpoint. Like these championships, you don't want to be a joke, but when you look at it with plain eyes, it's not good. So therefore, it's a joke.
I look at it. I get what you're saying, and yeah, they could have. Would they have elevated them better? Of course they would have. The name that they're with would help them elevate better, like I said. But I feel like now more than ever, it's sink or swim, and I think that might be the mindset.
Are Raquel and Aaliyah, are they baby faces?
I want to say yes. Yeah.
So wouldn't the baby faces chasing to try and elevate themselves against?
Yeah, but you're not going to do that with every title. Like, yeah, but you have to switch it up a little bit.
You need to do that with Bianca's already elevated.
Right.
So she doesn't necessarily need the chase because she's already pretty much a star. Pretty much a big star.
Yeah.
But who should chase are the people that need to get better. And the people that they need to see adversity from. They need to get invested in.
Honestly, if I was going to put them on anybody that was not named Dakota and Io, it would have been Alexa and Asuka.
True.
Because there's the two that needed them. If you were still going to keep this faction thing going with the 3-on-3 with Bianca and Bailey with both of them, there's the couple that need the titles who haven't had anything recently. You have a Alexa Bliss who came back, who still carrying around the doll, but yet is still Alexa Bliss, and you don't know where she is. Asuka hasn't been used right in a while, but she's still Asuka. She's still entertaining. She's still dancing to other people's theme music as they come out. But those, so then you have all the titles on that faction, and you then can run against.
Then you have a heel chase.
Exactly.
Could have been interesting too.
Yeah.
So either way, we both agree that that wasn't the right step for the tag team.
No, and I think injuries had a lot to do with that too. You had two sets of teams who got injured during that tournament that we obviously don't know if they would have factored into a deeper run or not, but I'm sure that didn't help them. Yeah, I'm sure that didn't help. All right, so let's go to AEW.
Let's do it.
Very WWE heavy so far.
Yeah, I know, but WWE's got a lot more going on.
True. Well,
I'll take that back because there's some sort of scrum that happened that I still don't understand what the fuck a scrum is.
So let's go with the tournament. On the tournament, I don't mind the
name the combatants.
You were gonna do that. I'm so glad that I was ready for it at least this time. What?
I was gonna say Sammy Darby, which we already know.
Yeah.
Who won that one?
Yeah. So it was Hangman, Danielson, Guevara, and Allen. Moxley and Jericho had the first round buys.
Moxley's the champion.
No, he's not. Punk just
beat him. Punk's the champion.
Yeah. So they stripped him, and he's in. He got the first round buy. Him and Jericho the first round buy.
I forgot Moxley wasn't the champion. Jesus.
So yeah. So we had Guevara and Allen on Rampage. We had Hangman and Bryan on Dynamite. So we have now Jericho, Bryan, and we have Guevara, Moxley coming up. I mean, it's the Grand Slam Tournament of Champions.
The only logical is Danielson Moxley. It's the only way to go. I don't care about the Jericho Appreciation Society facing each other, but give me the BCC against each other. I know it's been ran once, but it's one of those ones where it's so nice. Why don't we do it twice? And Sammy Guevara, I want to fucking get hit by a fucking car. I mean, I'm sorry. But not die, but I just fucking hate the dude so much.
I've never seen you hate somebody
more than Del Rio.
Yes, since Del Rio, like this.
I just fuck resonated with me. He looks like a shitty person. He looks like a piece of shit. And the fucking match with him and his fucking new wife versus Ruby and Santana or Ortiz. Dude, he's just a scumbag. Like, he fucking legit dropped her right on her head.
Yeah.
He's such a he don't protect no one. Like, he's brutal. A fucking waste. I don't understand. Like, everyone that fucking has gone through shit, like, this guy, like, oh yeah, he had to go to, what was the fucking bullshit that Tony Khan sent him to? It was probably
sensitivity training.
Yeah, sensitivity fucking training. Such bullshit. He didn't do that. He didn't do it.
I mean, you can't fucking say he didn't do it. You don't know.
It doesn't look like he did it.
What do you mean it doesn't look like he did it? Because his on-screen character's a dick. He didn't do sensitivity training. You can't say that.
His off-screen character is probably a fucking dick too.
See, you had to say probably because you don't know. You can't just say
either way. I don't care about Sammy Guevara. This is the fucking.
So anyway,
this is worse.
We're booking this anyway. So,
okay, well, he gets fucking run over by a fucking Zamboni. And Moxley's driving.
So you're having Moxley
completely destroyed. I'm having Moxley beat the living balls off of Guevara until he goes down to fucking the lowest of low card he could possibly go to.
And Danielson and Jericho.
I'm having Danielson beat Jericho.
Obviously. And then you're having who win the title?
Danielson.
Okay, so Danielson gets his first AEW champion.
Yeah, I think Moxley's been the torch carrier for AEW for long enough.
The summer of Mox is over. The summer of Mox is over.
Yeah, the summer of George is over. Bryan Danielson could fucking easily carry the company too. Easily. He's fucking one of the most over wrestlers in the fucking world still.
Does this put a strain on the BCC?
No,
if he wins.
No, not at all. I think they're such a tight group that I think this is a gentleman's fight, but it's still brutal because they both want to win. But I think a handshake at the end does all well and good here. And I don't think you really need to break up this group.
Okay.
Any point
Yeah.
in time. I think, no, I don't even know if you need to break them up even in the near future. If anything, they're probably going to add on to it with Garcia, which I'm okay with. If Garcia somehow comes in and you want to make it so it's Danielson wins, he comes in and costs Jericho, and you get Danielson versus Jericho and Garcia versus Jericho, and Garcia ends up in the BCC. There, we'll book that one. That's November. That might as well take us to December too for the main title. The whole thing with CM Punk still up in the air.
Well, they're saying
I'm gonna believe it just for the sake of kayfabe,
the injury or
just everything.
because they're saying 6 to 8 months.
For the injury,
Yeah.
that's fine. But I mean, 6 to 8 months kind of sucks because
All right, so before we continue booking, do you want to see CM Punk back in AEW?
what version? Am I gonna get the version that just fucking buries people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want him to be the complete play into what just happened?
Best in the world. Yeah.
Okay.
Let him be best in the world again. Minus Heyman, obviously. Well, yeah, let him be the asshole. Let him be the complete asshole and just completely fans want to boo him, except for Chicago. Well, that's not necessarily true.
That's not true. Yes.
Yeah.
So the only thing I would change at September 21st, the Grand Slam, where this title match is going to happen, is I have, like you said, Danielson against Moxley.
Okay.
And again, hard fought battle, like you said. I have Bryan standing strong, and I have MJF come out and beat the shit out of Bryan after the match and win the title. Because he has that poker chip.
Is the poker trip like the Money in the Bank? He can take it anytime he wants, or does it have to be?
It might be a match.
Does it have to be a match?
I think maybe you're right. I'd rather it that way, to be honest, because it'd be the slimy thing to do. Danielson finally win the title and then him take it away. But I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think you're right. I think it has to be a actual title match, like set up. It's not Money in the Bank. So yeah, so there goes that. But then he could do. I mean, he could do that anyway.
I feel like it's all shitty timing because I
The
feel
Punk
like
thing.
yeah, I think it was all meant to be MJF beating Punk.
Yeah.
And winning the title. I don't think it feels the same if he beats anybody else. I really don't. I don't think it's the same feeling that you want. I think it's still a good feeling, like cool, yeah. I think he's gonna do great as champion, no matter whatever character he's playing.
Yeah.
I think MJF will do really well. But I think that title win isn't gonna be it's not gonna give you that feeling that you would have felt. Because the promos leading up to it, the story, everything that has kind of been building towards this, it's not the same. They have to kind of scurry together to try and make it make sense. But I still don't think even if they do try and backtrack, because really Bryan Danielson and MJF have had no fucking real
interaction or feud or anything. Yeah,
it's been all MJF, Punk, MJF, Wardlow. I mean, it's just I don't book MJF for the rest of the year. Now, me personally, I mean, I'm sure he will be, and I don't know how, but I can't book him right now to where it's going to feel the same as him beating Punk.
So I want to book. I'm interested to see what your opinion is on the stagnant
women's division.
No.
Tag division?
No. Stagnant
trios division?
No.
Stagnant Miro?
I mean, yes, but no. That's not what I was thinking.
What the fuck are you trying to get with?
I was actually going with Wardlow.
Oh, you think Wardlow's stagnant?
I think his momentum has
been
severely taken a hit since, and when he said it, in my head, I was like, that's gonna hurt. And that's when he came out and cut the promo that I don't want the title if CM Punk don't have the title. I don't need that title. I don't need the big title. I'm going after the TNT championship. That to me was a giant blow because the one saying we always hear since we were kids is you get into wrestling to win the big title. If you're not in wrestling to win the championship, why are you in it? And he went after the TNT title instead of going after the world title.
That's the way before.
And I don't, I understand that, but it's just the momentum of Wardlow. And don't get me wrong, he's still over. People are still chanting his name as he walks out. He's still the champion, the TV champion. I just feel like this guy was rocket to the back and gone, and then someone pulled the parachute. And he's coming back down to earth.
Well, here's the thing: everybody pulled the parachute that is above him because they had an overflow of talent that they needed to get on TV. That there was no room for Wardlow at the top. Everyone just kept pushing him down. Adam Cole pushed, Daniel Bryan pushed, Cesaro pushed, Moxley pushed. Everybody's pushing him back down because everyone Punk pushed. MJF. Somehow he beat him and he still pushed him down. He leapfrogged him and then he pushed him back down.
Yeah.
Everybody is pushing him back down. He's in the mid card. Yeah. He's in the mid card because he's not at that caliber and he's not over enough. And obviously Tony Khan doesn't see the big marketing in him yet, like all of his other toys that he has. I mean, it's really. I mean, I don't have a problem with Wardlow, and I think Wardlow's.
I like Wardlow a lot. I love what he was doing up until the point to where.
Here's the thing:
the TNT title
with Wardlow. Although I do think I'm going to put Wardlow in the same category as Jade Cargill.
Okay.
I think that although Jade's probably a little worse because she's beaten everybody, and I don't see who's beaten her for that title yet. I don't see it. I don't see what they're doing.
I've said this 1,000 times on our show. I know for a fact, and that's they need to find a way. And I know she's probably under contract of getting Camille from the NWA.
I don't think that is going to be a big enough talent to beat her. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the talent that beats her. I think you need, at this point, she's elevated to the point of where she's beaten everybody. She's beaten bigger names than Camille. So you need someone who's got an even bigger name to beat her. Like she's basically, she's running through that division.
How quickly did she from debut to where she is get to be where you think they need a big name to beat her? Like pretty quickly. She rose pretty fucking quickly.
They did that just like that's why I'm putting Wardlow in that because Wardlow shot up.
Why I think they need to get their hands on Camille. Because I think they need to build Camille to get up to that point because of just the vision of Camille standing in front of her, in front of Jade, itself sells tickets, period. And I think you need to build that and get that story. Even if it's a collab between NWA and AEW, although I feel like with the whole Thunder Rosa situation, that bridge may be burnt. But still, like, that is the one person in wrestling I see, aside from a obvious Sasha or big name like Naomi or somebody else. Camille could be that person because AEW has built Jade from nowhere. They can build Camille from nowhere as well.
I don't think they can. Honestly, I don't think they can. I think their well's running dry on who they can build and make substantial because look at who they've tried to. I mean, how invested are you in Hook?
Me personally is completely different than the rest of the AEW fan base.
That's just a live fan base. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. I don't think that they have the. Here's what I'm going to say. I don't think that bringing someone in that you're going to have to build is the answer because then you're going to take months and months to actually build them. I don't think you're going to get Camille to skyrocket like Jade. Jade had the personality. I don't think Camille had. Unfortunately, I don't think Camille has the same aura around her as Jade does. I think Jade got there because she had a personality. She said what was on her mind, and I think she was really good at it. She had the mouth to back it up, and I think that was kind of like the perfect. She had the look and the mouth. I think that was the perfect storm, no pun intended, for her. And with Wardlow, I don't know. Wardlow's beatable, at least for the most part, but I don't know who they put in his path to actually put a challenge up. Because I don't think Wardlow should be putting on any banger matches with like Darby Allins and And even though I love Orange Cassidy, like I don't think Wardlow should be
like bumping and selling
not necessarily bumping or selling, but I think that hurts him because I think that they're gonna need like here. I'll give you the perfect person for Wardlow is Cass, or whatever his new name is. Because
Morrissey.
Yeah, Morrissey. Because he's now your biggest guy in AEW. 7 foot tall. You can't teach it. You can't teach it. You just can't. We've been told that numerous times. You can't teach that.
I know.
7 foot tall. But he's a lot different than he looked when he was in WWE. He is a fucking physical specimen now. And he is the type of person that mean, big. He's the type of guy that could beat. And I feel like they might need that. Not so much big as in stature, but big as in name. Because you're not going to get too many other women that are fucking bigger than Jade Cargill. But you are going to get bigger names. And I feel like stature-wise, you're not going to get. But name-wise, you're going to have to pull some magic out of your ass and find someone because Jade's almost untouchable to anybody that's on that roster.
All right, so right now going forward, it's hard to see anything for Jade because of the landscape of the women in AEW.
And just their lackluster booking.
Wardlow, I like Morrissey a lot. I love Stokely's crew. You got the Gun Club. You have Lee Moriarty. You have Morrissey.
MJF.
And, well, obviously MJF. And is there one more? No, that's it, right?
Ethan Page.
Ethan Page, thank you. So I like that collection of kind of misfits all put together, with the exception of MJF is on Misfit, but he's like the leader of the group. He's the leader of the Misfits. Yeah. I love that group. And I think that is a good way of piecing storylines together, of sending them out. Now, like you said, the tag team picture, it's two teams. It's Swerve in Our Glory and it's the Acclaim. We kind of went over that with Bill last week as far as them maybe running it back. I think actually they're running it back the 21st at Grand Slam.
None of these teams are actually Swerve in Our Glory is the champions.
Yeah.
But the number one contenders have yet to get a shot.
Yes, I know.
And I don't think they want to pull the trigger because I don't think that they want them to lose.
Well, I think you have to.
Or they don't want to give them any more belts.
Yeah, you know. I mean, you have to keep FTR where they are, and
but here's the
way
thing.
they are.
FTR was riding a hot streak. Hot streak, banger after banger after banger.
Even in singles.
Don't want to fizzle that out. And I think that's kind of their way of not fizzling it out, is to breaking them up and going singles and still keeping them relevant. I think that's their only shot right now, because once they actually put them in tag team matches, they should win.
Well, and not only that, I think the other thing that is hurting AW a little bit is the
injuries.
Well, of course injuries, but that's hurting all of wrestling. I'm thinking Ring of Honor. The lack of Ring of Honor show, of a television show where you're going to get a lot of that talent onto its own show. Yeah, that's taking up a lot of spots. And don't get me wrong, they're great spots because Dustin and
Trent?
No, not that Dustin. Dustin Rhodes.
Oh.
And Claudio was great. And then Claudio and Dax was amazing. Like, they're doing great ROH matches. Garcia and Yuta just wrestled again. I watched
Garcia
them
won,
wrestle.
didn't he?
Yeah, he won the title. He won the pure title off of Yuta. Like, things like that. I want to see a Ring of Honor television show. I want to see the hour shows. And that way...
Is that what you're going to book? You're just going to book ROH getting their own TV?
Well, no,
I'm going to fancy book this. You're going to spend millions of dollars. You're going to get a network to invest, and you're going to be on TV.
I'm just saying with Rampage, now you're able to get a lot more of those other storylines that Ring of Honor may be taking up because they have their own show. So now you can fit in more storylines, get more people on TV, on Dynamite, and on Rampage, because you have Ring of Honor set aside for their show. However, if it's going to be an hour or whenever it is. So I think that's the other thing kind of holding AEW back, is them still trying to find a home for Ring of Honor TV.
It's no secret that they have an abundance of talent. The problem is they have too much talent, not enough time.
Yes. The WWE has too much talent with a shitload of time and still can't get people.
It's being utilized.
Yeah, it's being utilized, but you still have people that you still are trying. They're doing a better job, obviously.
Yeah, but
I think with
your main players are in much more meaningful storyline.
Yes.
That's actually intriguing.
Yeah.
You can only get so many main storylines to be intriguing with 2 hours of television or 3 hours of television.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a full ass roster that could be taking up. Like they got almost the same size roster. It feels like.
I think you're right. I think they do have the same size roster. The amount of people they have, I think you're right. The WWE might have them by a little bit, but not much. It's pretty damn close.
So I'll make a couple bookings towards from AEW and we'll jump back to WWE.
Okay, so we're running pretty damn long here. So
all right, so
bear with us.
We can end on this one.
Okay.
Royal Rumble hits.
Okay.
We're in the new year. I think we see a couple turn-ups from AEW back to WWE.
And they are?
Andrade.
Okay.
Alistair.
I'm not going to believe that one.
Why not?
Because I believe it's conditional, and I think if we see him again, he'll be back in the AEW.
Like I said, those are my predictions.
I see Andrade. I'll give you Andrade for sure.
Miro.
No, I think Miro's finally starting to catch a little bit. He's on TV. He was on TV last couple of weeks, so no, I'm not going to say Miro. I don't even know. I think Andrade's the best pick, honestly, for you. I think that's the best one. I think that month might be it. And I think
we'll see
by that point, if not that night, I think we see Bray Wyatt
at the Royal Rumble.
If not beforehand, that at the latest. Yes. Because I feel like if you're going to bring him back, he needs to be at Mania. Because this is Hollywood. So you need to at least have him getting into a feud by that point going forward for Mania. So if we don't see him at Extreme Rules, Saudi, or the
I hope we don't see him at Saudi.
I mean, depends on how much money the Prince is putting up for this.
Not only that, but if they want to actually make it meaningful, not a bunch of one-offs,
Saudi is the place.
They just did it over at Clash at the Castle.
Yep.
In Cardiff, Wales.
Yeah.
What do you mean him?
Hmm?
You don't remember my line from earlier?
No.
No Pete Dunne?
No. I refused it. All right. I think that's it. So we hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for watching, and we'll be talking to you very soon.
If you don't watch.
And of course, listening. Thank you. Welcome everybody to Brotherly Love Wrestling. And on today's show, just me and Joe here, no guests today, but we decided, we didn't have anything that we really wanted to talk about.
So we're going to end the show now.
Yes, that was it. Just say hello.
We just came on to tell you that, and now we're going to leave and go enjoy the rest of the night.
Yes.
Bye.
See ya. No. Joe?
So I thought it might be interesting. I don't know how fun it's going to be. Maybe it'll be fun.
Maybe.
We don't know. To kind of predict